So you no doubt noticed that I posted a video almost a month ago talking about how I'm making videos outside of VEDS, and then I proceeded to not make any videos until now. This is largely because I found that starting the Starkid musicals was kind of intimidating to me. However, after talking to Abby about it a few days ago, I feel like I'm in a better place to start, and one of the ways that I am doing that is by making this video. So first and foremost, one of the important things to point out is that some of the earlier Starkid musicals were problematic, or at least had problematic moments. Now this makes a certain amount of sense. After all, these plays were written 10 years ago and were written by college students, but it is still important to address. What's also important to address is that Starkid as a company has gotten a lot better, both in terms of the quality of musicals and also in terms of addressing these problematic things from their earlier musicals and acknowledging that they're problematic. So they're able to acknowledge this and even make changes when they perform some of these songs to kind of reflect how much they have grown as a company. And I do think that that is important to keep in mind as we begin talking about Starkid, but it's also important to address these problematic things in their earlier shows. And so I wanted to make sure that I did that, and the way that I am going to do it is by keeping the discussions of these problematic things separate from the discussion of the musical itself. That sounds confusing. Basically what I'm saying is I'm going to have Singing Guy talk about just the songs, like he always does, and if there are any kind of problematic things that need to be discussed, I will put it in its own separate video. So if there's anything in that particular song that he talked about, or if there's anything that happened between the previous song and the song that he's talking about, then I will talk about it in a separate video. I think trying to talk about the song and also the problematic aspects is a lot for one video, and talking about these aspects is very important and should have its own video, so that's why I wanted to keep it separate. Now, in connection to talking about these things, I also want to address the fact that I am a cis white male. Literally the only thing stopping me from being one of the most privileged beings in this country is the fact that I'm not straight. So with all that being said, I acknowledge that I have a certain amount of privilege, a lot of privilege, and a lot of inherent biases that I am trying to get past. But it does mean that it's possible that I will miss things, or I won't talk about a certain topic very well because I'm not necessarily versed in that, because it's not an experience that I myself have experienced. So what I would like from all of you is that if you feel like I missed something to talk about, or if I didn't talk about something well, to call me out on it. Much like Starkid, I am trying to be the best version of myself that I can be, and the way that I can do this is to learn from those who have experienced these things. And so, by all means, if I do something poorly, or I just don't address something that you feel I need to, I want you to tell me so that I can educate myself, and so that I can bring it up in a later video. And this honestly goes for any musicals that I've talked about, even the musicals that I've already finished. If you feel there's problematic aspects of any of them, please let me know, because I do want to be able to point those things out. I'm not the most educated in any of these topics, and I want to make sure that these topics are addressed in a good and educated way. So I will do my best, but I am only human, and I might need help. So with all that being said, I hopefully will now be able to actually begin talking about Starkid musicals. So two more things before I wrap up this video. One, when I do begin talking about it, I am going to be using the more updated version of these songs. See, a lot of these songs came back in the 10-year anniversary, especially from the Harry Potter musicals. So when they did perform that, it's a more updated version, both in terms of content and also in terms of just the performers. It's been 10 years and all of them have gotten so much better. So when possible, I will be using these more updated versions. Obviously, they didn't perform all of the songs, so I can't do it for all of them, but those that I can, I will be using the ones from the 10-year anniversary. And the second, I am hoping to get at least one of the songs from Harry Potter musical out before the end of this week. But next week, videos will not be happening because it's the week of Thanksgiving, and my family makes chocolate, so I will be extraordinarily busy next week and will not be able to post videos. But I am hoping with this video out that I will at least be able to get that first song out for Harry Potter musical. So all of that being said, I will see all of you, hopefully, later this week.